Hello, Capricorn, and welcome to your April 2025 tarot card reading. Let's go ahead and get started here with, let me fix something. Okay, there we go. With an oracle card. See what comes through for Capricorn for April 2025. All right, show the world the real you, which means that there may be some need for you to be authentic. There always is, I suppose. This is maybe more of a required time for you to be more authentic, to express your opinions, express your true voice, and to make it known what you want to other people. This is not just about you with the universe. This is about you with other people. And it's about you in the workplace and you within your marriage and you within your circle of friends and with your family members, And it feels like maybe Capricorn is kind of standing up for themselves. Not that you don't normally, but I think maybe there's going to be a need for you to do that a little bit more right now, to stand up for yourself and kind of set a boundary, but not in like the way that we really think of like keeping someone out or whatever, but kind of maybe not a boundary is not the right word. Maybe it's more of setting a standard, setting an expectation, what you expect of yourself and other people as well. And you kind of also are going to have to put your money where your mouth is, right? If you say, this is what I want and this is the real me, well, you're going to have to fulfill that and you're going to have to live into that as well. Of course, there's no reason why you can't do that. I think this is an opportunity for Capricorn to really shine and to shine bright and to make some big changes if you need to, okay? So what else? I kind of feel like this one. I feel like Capricorn. Okay, it says, let spirit be your guide, the hawk spirit. Ooh, that's kind of a good one. It's a time to... Well, I kind of feel like this is sort of a card of having faith, right? Letting spirit be your guide, taking one step in front of the other, taking a leap of faith and trusting that this process is going to be okay and trusting that, what you're listening to, because again, it's not about listening to an ego. The real you is not some big ego thing, right? This is a soul thing. And so when you're listening truly to your soul and you're making these declarations and setting these intentions, putting that out into the world, spirit is guiding you to do so and it will not misguide you. Okay, so you have to be willing to take those scary jumps and have those scary conversations and interact with those people in kind of unfamiliar ways so that you can actually manifest and transform your life in the way that you need it to be transformed. So you're going to have to really trust the discomfort right now. Okay. And I think it is going to be slightly uncomfortable, but we have to keep in mind that your exalted planet Mars has been retrograde in Cancer opposite of you. Also Leo. Now he's finally moving direct in Cancer. He'll be moving his way back into Leo on the 18th of April. So he's kind of re-entering that sign where he retrograded initially, and he's going to oppose Pluto one more time for the final time, the third and final time during this whole retrograde process. So there's big transformations at play, especially because Leo is the ruler of your 8th house of transformation and change and death and all of that. So, Mars is kind of really dictating a lot here. Plus, we also have your true ruling planet, Saturn, making his way into a conjunction with Neptune, which is a huge deal as well. So there's going to be kind of this melting effect of a lot of the long-standing crystallized structures in your life. And so you're going to have to kind of allow this malleability to really take place. If you fight against it, life is going to get really complicated, all right? So it's rather to be uncomfortable. It's better to be uncomfortable than it is to not be. I'll say it that way. It's better to be uncomfortable than it is to not be. Because in the long run, you'll be very happy that you confronted that discomfort and you made your way through for the sake of realness, for the sake of authenticity, as opposed to kind of trying to just keep things intact and then realizing that it's going to get all torn apart later anyway. Okay? So the star, I love that with the let your spirit be your guide, because there's a lot of alignment and hope and healing that happens with the star card. Okay. There's kind of a sense of purpose, a higher purpose. Because again, this is not about ego. It's not about kind of just our primal animalistic hedonistic desires, right? It's not base like that. It's very elevated, especially because we have a full moon in Aquarius, where Aquarius is a really high level archetype. And then we also have the Aquarius card right here. So the Aquarian energy, now we don't really have a lot going on in Aquarius except for Pluto, okay? But seems to me like the Aquarian archetype in your life is kind of lifting you up. And there may be a lot of detachment going on right now, which is probably a really good thing. There is a lot of release and letting go. And in so doing, there's also a lot of healing that is taking place. And while that healing is taking place, I think there's also a lot of receiving, like where you're getting new ideas, you're starting to feel that creative flow, you're starting to feel that sense of possibility. And that's just lifting you up and up and up and up. Now, in contrast, right next to it, we have the Five of Wands, which signifies a chaos or an argument. It feels very petty. It feels very base, right? Whereas all these cards here are like really, really high level, top tier. Immediately we have to deal with kind of just real life. And I think this is going to be kind of hard for Capricorn. I don't think this is really where you want to be. I think you would rather be in the higher level, deep sense of accomplishment kind of place. But we have to remember that we still have Jupiter in the 6th house. Jupiter is not doing a ton right now, okay? He's maybe coming into a square with Saturn over the next couple of months. That's kind of about it. I mean, there's a couple minor aspects here and there, but I mean, he's just kind of floating around here in Gemini right now. He's not really deeply connected with any of the other stuff going on. And so, but he seems to be reminding you, Capricorn, like there still has to be a focus on the day-to-day. And it's really the day-to-day type stuff, which is where all of this high-level stuff is actually going to happen. You know, you can't build a dream, a house, without the blocks, right? You need the blocks, you need the wiring, you need the plumbing, you need all the boring, ugly stuff that makes something beautiful. And I think this is kind of a little bit of a disconnect that you might be struggling with, of like, oh, I just want to be in the finished product. I just want to have this. I just want to be in this level. I want to, be in the dream, but still something is pulling you, saying, well, you got to kind of get your hands dirty, roll up your sleeve and do the work. And also too, kind of on a different note, right? Show the world the real you. It's also possible that with whatever is new coming out, whatever you're talking to people about, whatever it is you're offering your opinion on, I think it is going to stir the pot a little bit, because maybe it's like, oh, well, I thought Capricorn was on my side and now they're saying they're not on my side. Or maybe I thought they were thinking what I was thinking and now they're telling me they're thinking something else, And so it might stir the pot. But the thing with the Five of Wands you have to remember is how fast it is. This is not an energy that lasts for long periods of time, okay? Five of Wands is something that comes in and it goes out right away. So if you can deal with the initial chaos or the initial kind of stir that happens, don't worry, that dust will settle very quickly. And I think with, right, spirit, let spirit be your guide, I think there's a lot of faith in that Five of Wands moment as well. This is literally you throwing up the cards and saying, okay, right, Eight of Swords, let's just see where they lay. Like, I'm not going to, I can't see, I don't know how this is going to go. I don't know how people are going to react and respond. I don't know, I don't really know anything. So I'm just going to have this faith and let it unfold the way it has to. And I'm not going to try to exert my power or my control into any of it. All I'm going to do is show the world the real me. This is who I am. This is what I want. This is the direction that I'm going. And that's it. And I think that is where your power is. It is not in the power of forcing a specific outcome. Okay? So yes, there will be people who are not all that happy, but I also think you're just going to have to sit back and be okay with that and just deal with it. All right. So as we move on through April, okay, Two of Cups, beautiful. Three of Cups. See, it's all going to work out. It's all like, it might be have an initial shock. There may be an initial kerfuffle, but it's all going to even out. In fact, actually, it might even become something that you laugh about later on with people. You're like, oh my gosh, how funny it was that we all reacted this way, how silly it was that we were all so stressed, you know. Two of Cups, there does clearly seem to be a coming together. Now, I actually like this for you. Obviously it's a Two of Cups. We always like the Two of Cups, but when we have Venus stationing direct on April 12th, she's going to be conjunct Saturn, your ruling planet. So I think Venus is kind of adding a really nice tone to Saturnine energy. And because Venus is all about balance and relationships and alliances and togetherness and partnerships and all that kind of stuff, it makes sense that that would be accentuated for you, Capricorn, since she is illuminating your ruling planet, Saturn. They're coming together, they're teaming up. There's probably going to be some kind of a commitment that is made this month. I actually think that's going to go quite well for you. I would not be afraid of commitment right now. I think when we initiate things during a Mars retrograde, it can be a little tricky with longevity. But when we initiate when there's Saturn activation, especially with a planet like Venus, there's a lot of promise with longevity there. So it's kind of the opposite of the kind of environment that we've been in for the past few months. So there may be that tendency to want to like, yes, I'm going to go all in. I'm going to sign the paperwork. We're going to say yes. We're going to do the things that we say we're going to do. And I believe you. I think you will. And I think the other people will as well. Sorry for the bird outside, squawking away. I don't know if my microphone's picking that up. But yeah, I mean, there's clearly a joining of minds, a joining of hearts. I mean, this can be intellectual, can be creative, it can be emotional connection. Whatever that Two of Cups connection is, it is high quality. And clearly with the Three of Cups, there is an element of celebration that's going on. Now, sometimes with the Three of Cups, I get a little bit nervous, but I don't feel nervous with this card because sometimes it comes through with like rumors and gossip and that kind of stuff, but I don't feel that here. What I feel is like, let's do it together. There's clearly some kind of alliance and group work, teamwork kind of thing that is going on. And again, I suspect that it's going to go quite well. And I really don't think this is anything you should be afraid of. One of the things about Aquarius, you know, again, we don't have any real planets in Aquarius other than Pluto, but I think this archetype is kind of taking hold a little bit for you. I know you're Capricorn, okay, I'm just saying. There seems to be a theme of like, of groups of people, right? Because that's Aquarius, groups of people. But within those groups of people, you have an opportunity to shine and stand out in the way that this star is amongst many stars, and yet this is a place of strength for it. And the way that it shines bright is not by being alone, not by independence necessarily, but by its relation to everyone and everything else. So by associating with people in some way, shape, or form, professional, personal, whatever, you are positioning yourself to stand taller and brighter than you normally do. Okay? Now, Two of Swords. Now, this is around the time that Mars re-enters Leo into the 8th house and starts coming into that opposition with Pluto over in Aquarius. And that's on the 18th. And then the next day, the 19th, this is when the sun comes into Taurus. Okay? So we're starting to see that new Taurus season come online with that Two of Swords. So that transit around that time tells me that you have some decisions that you're going to have to make. All right. And again, with the moon, there is an element of intuition. And I really do think, Capricorn, that a lot of your decisions now is truly rooted in the gut. Okay. You're going to have to be really connected, like with what your gut instincts are, your soul instincts, I think maybe I should rather say, again, because this is not ego stuff that we're dealing with. This is pure soul. All right, so what else does Capricorn need to know for April 2025 as we make our way into Taurus season? What is it that Capricorn needs to know here? Okay. So I think the transition into Taurus season, beautiful. It comes with crossroads and decisions. I'm actually kind of thinking that you kind of sit on that for a minute and that maybe you don't make decisions right away. That perhaps maybe you wait a while for the decisions to kind of reveal themselves. All right? And that's because of the Four of Coins. I just don't see tons of massive action going on. This is going to be on your time frame. I think you have control over the timing. And I think you should sit and wait if you're not feeling entirely ready for something to truly launch. Okay? I feel like you're just kind of sitting on it for a minute. Okay, I'm not saying it's going to be like months and months. I'm just saying like a few days. You just kind of sit and process. And I think you're going to be a little inaccessible during that particular time as we make that transition. A little bit more cautious than maybe you had been in the previous weeks. It's Taurus season, so we go from Aries to Taurus. There's a slowdown that happens there where Aries is extremely impulsive, Taurus not so much at all. And so I think you feel the contrast of that switch. And you just kind of sit there for a minute, but we really finish April quite strong. Now, one of the things I want to keep in mind here as we approach May, the month of May, is that on May 4th, we have Pluto retrograding. Okay, so as we finish off April, Pluto is slowing down. And he's going to be retrograding for the first time in Aquarius fully, where he does not re-enter Capricorn. So this is the first time in our lifetimes that he will not touch base again. So he's officially in Aquarius, never to return to Capricorn again. So we're going to feel this retrograde a little bit, I would say. And for you, this is happening in your second house of money, house of self-worth, house of possessions. There's a lot of, quality things that can come through here. And I think you are going to be so driven during this time to do anything you can to make your wishes come true. Now, that's the whole point of beginning to end. The whole point is to have your wishes come true. Aries season through April, the first few weeks of April, feels like there's a little bit of a shakeup as something is coming into alignment. But by Taurus season, you've hit that alignment and you're primed to start receiving. Because often with the King of Coins, I feel like there's a lot, what I call, it's a card of affluence, right? And through affluence, we tend to have a lot of channels of inflow, right? So whether that's revenue, whether it's energy, whether it's people, whether it's resource, like whatever kind of resource generically, there's a lot of different channels for that, okay? And so it feels like you've kind of used Aries season appropriately to really declare, what you want and what you're doing. And you've, done the Two of Cups alliance thing. You've got the right people in place. And now it's time for you to start receiving through these channels opportunities to get you to that King of Coins place. All right. Now we're all in different places. Like some people come to me and they're multimillionaires. Some people come to me and they're like living in their car, right? So I have people on a full spectrum of income levels and financial, well-being and whatnot. But we all have higher levels that we want to be at. And it may be financial, or it may just be personal or spiritual or whatever. The reason why we always have higher levels is because Jupiter exists. Because Jupiter, a planet of expansion, is never going to stop having influence in our lives. And we're never going to want to stop experiencing new things. Some people want it more, but we all want it to some degree. And I think that this King of Coins is that reminder that there is a next notch. There is another place for us to get to. And we're going to start receiving through little dreams and wishes coming true. I don't know if this is like the whole shebang. I don't know if it ever really all happens all at once. It's usually steps. But the Nine of Cups is a step toward this higher place, okay? Or this more comfortable place, or more free place, or whatever your next level is, okay? So you're going to start receiving things in Taurus season. So you're going to really want to make sure that you are available. And I think maybe that's why that Four of Coins is coming through. It's like you're not making any big moves in Taurus season because you want to be ready so that when the stuff starts coming in, you are available. So you're actually maybe turning off your availability to human things so that the spiritual things can kind of get you, so that you can take the steps that you're feeling inspired to take. All right? I love this reading for you, Capricorn. I think it's beautiful. We're going to pull out clarifiers, though. So we're going to see what else comes through. We're going to open up all these cards and talk in much more detail about each of them. We're going to talk for another 25 to 30 minutes in the comprehensive reading. So if you want to join, you are more than welcome. All the info is down below in the description box and the pinned comment. So let's go ahead and see what comes through for you, Capricorn. Starting with the Star card, what is it that Capricorn needs to know about this Star card? Okay, Seven of Swords. Not surprised, that card has been making the rounds this month. So I think there's a lot of that Seven of Swords energy just around. Queen of Coins as the Capricorn card, and a Three of Wands. Beautiful. We've got Strength. We've got Queen of Cups and the Hanged Man. We've got 10 of Coins. Beautiful. Love that with the 9 of Cups down there. What else, Capricorn? Knight of Swords. And the Lovers. A lot of choices for you this month. A lot of unions and partnerships. Please do not be afraid of these types of relationships, okay? 5 of Wands. 6 of Coins and 7 of Wands. Also, 5 of Wands has been quite prominent this month as well. 4 of Wands. The World. And the Empress. Another 2 of Cups, not surprised. Ace of Swords. Page of Swords. King of Swords. I love that. It's strong. Another 4 of Coins. We're going to pull out another one just since we got a repeat there. And 10 of Wands. 8 of Coins. Knight of Cups. Judgment. Oh, last 2. 9 of Wands, Chariot, and the last one, Queen of Swords. Okay, Capricorn, so this is where we're going to pick up in the comprehensive. So if you want to join, you are more than welcome. Thank you all so much. I hope you have a lovely April, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care.